The Battle of Thermopylae was a great battle fought between the Persians and an alliance of Greek city-states in the year 480 BC. The Persian Empire was the greatest of its time and ruled most of the Mediterranean, from Egypt to Turkey and all the way to Afghanistan. A king by the name of Xerxes was the leader of the Persian expedition. Xerxes' father, Darius, was another Persian ruler who was killed by the Greeks in the Battle of Marathon 2 years earlier. This defeat had Xerxes hungry for revenge, and he wanted to make sure he and his troops did not suffer the same fate as his father. The Persian army far outnumbered the Greek army with an estimated 250,000 troops, while the Greeks and friends possessed a mere 7,000 soldiers. One thing that the Greeks had on their side was their surroundings, as the battle took place in an easily defensible mountain pass. Another was the Spartans. Spartans trained for war starting at age 7. All Spartan men were required to fight, and all their other jobs were done by slaves. The Spartans were great leaders at Thermopylae and were led by King Leonidas. Leonidas was not optimistic about the Greeks' chances, as they left during a religious ceremony which was considered to be bad luck, and on top of that, the oracle at Delphi prophesied that a Spartan king would have to die in order for the Greeks to overcome the Persians. When the Persians encountered the Greeks at the site of the battle, they waited 4 days before fighting, thinking that the Greeks would not want to fight them. But on the 5th day, the battle began as the Persian archers began firing the first shots. Even though the Persians far outnumbered the Greeks, they could not send troops around them due to the narrowness of the mountain pass, making the Greek hoplite phalanx very effective. The Greeks' heavy armor and shields made the Persian weapons look like child's toys, and the Persians were taking heavy losses, while the Greeks were suffering close to none. Even when Xerxes sent in the Persian immortals, the most elite soldiers of the Persian military and Xerxes' personal guard, the Greeks and Spartans made easy work of them. As the Persian chances began looking slim and unfavorable, the unthinkable happened. A Greek trader by the name of Ephialtes told Xerxes of a trail in the mountains that would lead them to sneak around the back of the Greeks. As Leonidas saw the Persians approaching, he knew it would be his last battle and sent the rest of the Greek army home. All who remained were about 300 Spartans, 700 Thespians, and 400 Thebans. Leonidas' army was surrounded on all sides. They fought bravely and animalistically, doing a large number on the Persian immortals. When Leonidas was slain, the loyal Spartans retrieved his body at once to ensure it did not fall into the hands of the Persians. Xerxes was frustrated that his army could not make quick work of the remaining Greeks and ordered his troops back so his thousands of archers could unleash a rain of arrows on their enemies. The Spartans hated the bow and arrow and considered it a weapon for cowards. This was it. There was nothing more the Spartans could do. As the Persian archers finished off the last few Spartans, Xerxes ordered his troops to find the body of Leonidas and put his head on a pole. He was astonished by the tenacity of the Spartans and that the Greeks would fight to the death for the idea of freedom. If the Greeks had not done their part at Thermopylae, it would have almost certainly changed the course of war, if not the course of history.